I know we're talking about Liquid, but I'm just excited to see more of what APBREN has in store for us. Is the Suyo gonna suddenly force a reaction out of Liquid?
Yep. Do they steal it? Do they ban it?
Yeah, they steal it, ban it.
How does the Hive respond
It's the man,
to
bro.
an angry Liquid?
Yeah.
And royalty in
Dude,
a dead
that's just
body.
pure respect. It's like, all right, let's bring it back like in Season 14. Let's just take out Suyo. Let's keep it simple for all of us here.
Now you mentioned Season 14, and the whole Dark Continent is such a hot topic this weekend. Where's my Alpha?
Your Alpha.
Yeah.
Ah, hey.
Carl
was-
Easy would love to play that.
He was the foil to the Suyo in Season 14. About a year and a half, 2 years ago. So I want to see Alpha.
Was there like a massive nerf that was done to Alpha? No, right?
It's just the metagame did not reward you a hero
People
that
just-
had just a single dive. Yeah.
They literally just shifted away from it. There wasn't any like major downgrades for it.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll see that later. But you know what Carl T says? He watched her performance in week 1, and D said, you know what? That's a big improvement from last season. And yeah, Carl TZ, they tried to really prepare for him, but it's a no-go for now, at least for game 1.
That's some fighting words right there from the GOAT. I really prepared for him.
Respect.
Pinaghandaan ko siyang mabuti. So that means he should have known. And now he learned for real. So it's like, oh,
All right.
the Suyo was real.
I'll put a counter on that one. Maybe he was ready for James, but not for like KLVJ going ham on him.
Yeah, I know.
Like stuff like that.
Holding entirely.
And
No,
Nova.
holding entirely.
The whole entirety. Yeah.
Still the Claude priority. If I'm APBREN, please just pick up the Sora. Because if you end up with a Sora now on the side of Team Liquid Philippines...
It's too much.
Too much, yeah. Because Liquid can honestly follow the same draft pattern that APBREN did in Game 1. Claude, Sora, Eve as the first picks, and they just are just the Roman jungle for later.
So you steal one of them away.
Yeah.
You can go Soriv.
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 That is excellent. Well, actually, we've seen that in game 1. It worked out so well. Why not try it again? That could work.
Trying to run through my head right now of like what else they can pair other than the
I've
Eve.
been waiting for
They can
too
do that
long.
here, but you know what? They decide, nah, let's go ahead and pick up that carry. Let's go a little bit more classic.
They
Also-
open up a lot more options.
Is to protect
And no
lives.
Sora. Wow.
What is this?
Interesting.
Priority on Hylos? That doesn't... I don't know if that sits right with
Hey.
me. I love Hylos, but
Hey,
you know...
They're going a different direction.
Yeah.
Maybe APBREN have a different response
Right.
to a Claude opener.
That line I've heard so many times in my interviews. We're going a different direction.
Yeah. And as expected, Team Liquid Philippines mirror the first 3 picks of APBREN from Game 1 with the Sora and Eve. So, APBREN, what now, man?
Wasn't that exactly what we expected AP Bren to do?
Yeah, like either take both or take one of them, but no, they just decided to surprise us.
Well, they're planning something here.
Welcome to the greatest mag
Harley is going to be picked up. Obviously, they're probably going to face the same challenges that Team Liquid faced last game.
They're going into this without an Aqua pick?
Looks like it.
Because, okay, looking at the... Zetien should be banned by Liquid.
Aqua has a Zet. Aqua has a Farsa.
Farsa.
Yeah, but I don't like the Farsa. With the first 3, Farsa might be... Ew.
Even the Zoo Shin is still open.
Yeah. Oh, the Jushin
What?
most likely will get taken out, though.
No way. Zushin's open.
Coach
Yeah.
Snap. What's the play? Who do you choke down on?
You prioritize the Hylos over Zushin. Like,
Oh!
what kind of universe, what multiverse did I step into?
If APBREN ban like roamers like Grok, Gatot, things like that, I think they might be going for Gord Harley, like their own
See
version of
value
it.
in me?
But Renmar!
Oh wait, no, yeah, the Sora's
the
there.
Sora's still there.
Sora.
The one foil.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Firefly is born by
There you
my
go.
wish.
Thank you so much.
Guided.
Yeah.
Maybe one more mid-ban would not go out of place here and
So,
force
Farsa
Aqua on
or
the
Zet.
Kagura.
Farsa or Zet, yeah.
Yeah.
Or Kimmy. Kimmy's good. Kimmy Harley. Kimmy Harley, Hylos.
That could work.
Someone that can benefit from Harley having a genius wand. That benefits to... I want...
Kimmy Zet.
Yeah, I mean, they already have the burst through the Harley, so they can just focus on the mid laner with a bit more control or persistent damage, such as the Kimmy we've been posing.
Muscle of iron.
Oh, it might be a
Bones
farce
of
considering they
steel.
banned out the Gacha. But
It depends on who the jungler is too, because we don't know who Carl's playing.
yeah,
That's
because
right.
that could also just suddenly be a Hayabusa for Liquid, and it could still work out.
What's the XP looking like here for AB Brand though? I just realized we haven't talked about XP for AB Brand.
I want to see them consider Arlot.
choose my
Oh,
own
never mind.
path.
Good read.
Just when
Yeah.
I said it.
That was right on time, by the way.
Yuzhong, Farsa.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it that they know that KLVJ is a known element because he's great on the Arlet. MVP performance on one last week.
Good research. Good research. All right. Let's think about our XP lane maybe for later. You don't really need to show that. Maybe just a mid laner for now.
Eternal, everlasting.
That's a Farsa.
Okay.
There you go.
Such
Yeah,
is
as
the
expected. So yeah,
feast.
it is looking like it's going to be a Farsa Yu Zhong to round out the draft. For AP Bren, yeah, the Freya's console, we're not going to be getting that.
Oh, but what if 40 gets it first?
No, with the Sora.
Oh, yeah. No. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, never mind. Good. Okay, so the course was clear.
Yeah.
Very clear Yu Zhong. I like that. Lapu Lapu would be off. It would, you know, probably
it
will do good, but not optimal. Maybe.
Yeah, it's still okay. You need the dragon to help the lane get information. It provides a space that the Farsa wants and the carry wants.
Yeah, Kiel played a lot of Yu Zhong and Esmeralda in China.
Yeah, yeah.
Usually the unseen world that tells
Carl
us
TZ on the
Guinevere.
stories.
Have we seen this from him?
Not yet.
Not yet,
Sparingly.
right?
Not yet, yeah. Sparingly. This is stampedable for Liquid.
The GOAT's a magic man these days, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's gonna be a magic man.
Yeah.
With a lot of Harleys and a lot of Guinevere.
Yeah, a lot of value in magic damage junglers right now. But then, of course, the strength of the Guinevere is that sure big crowd control knock-up that you can get with her.
And in the eyes of Carl TZ with that killer instinct, feels like
Yeah.
such a good combo.
They're really deeply thinking about this. They might have just been drafted out of the EXP lane. The Yu Zhong's the safest, and it makes the most sense.
I'm not the only
Yep.
one bound by these
Too many dashes to not
chains.
Phoveus.
Yeah. The Fove instead. Ooh, man, this might be a really tough game for KLVJ. Looking at what's there, it's looking a lot like similar to what happened to Sanford in game number 1, where
Yeah.
Fove is like, I'm here, I'm gone.
Yeah,
They bursted me down, guys.
It's a little too reactive for our taste, and especially with the momentum AP Bren has.
Yeah, so APBR definitely look like they kind of prepared to first pick, to do these really crazy first picks on the red side. We'll see if that's going to make any
Yeah,
big changes or
lineups.
big impact. Look at those lineups right now. It does feel like the index shows TLPH should be ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to stand by my word and say we're probably going to be going to game number 3. This looks stampedable. Stampedable, but hey, who knows? Maybe Nova Aqua and James Frank can pull out some magic. And if KLVJ times his vision getting and fronting properly, then they might be able to hold on long enough. Let's see. But with everything considered, it's looking like a fast game for Liquid.
Fast game Team Liquid, maybe 12 minutes. That's the read here from the desk. Do you guys agree? Let us know in the comments. We'll try to read through that later on. But for now, it's Team Liquid versus APBR on game number 2.
I love the respect AP Bren has for TM Liquid's lineup. 2 full Purifies. They know that Liquid's gonna bring it to them, and bring it they did! As Aqua gets killed by the chef, first blood drawn by Sanji.
I like that we all basically nodded in agreement at the same time, because that's exactly what we expected to happen.
Zetian wasn't banned, right?
Yes.
Then the knockback of Zetian would have been very helpful in that scenario. It helps manage the lane slightly better against a very aggressive Kali that wants to get close and up in your face. It wrecks his flow a little bit.
Uh-oh.
That's a bad start.
Carl's waiting in the wings, coming through, looking for that passive to proc, and he finds Aqua the second time around. JP figured out 4, Nova falls, double kill for the GOAT. Sanji flickers back out, and James Max finds Sanji, 2 for 2.
Man, those are lots of good trades, and again, you don't want to actually go toe-to-toe against a Guinevere, like especially in your face, because you're not gonna win that trade. His HP just goes back over and over again.
Okay, a little magic from James Panks. That ended as good as it could have for AP Brand. 2 kills, and he got away, and he has an EXP advantage slightly over Carl TZ, despite them both being level 4, yes. So, not a total loss for AP Brand. They're still definitely in this based on how they managed getting KLVJ out of lane first or getting him to level 4. So Team Liquid could do the smart thing, pull back the crab, deny it from AP Brand, and it ends up going to JP. So it's a delay on the level 4 for both EXP laners right now.
Yeah, and that's gonna level out, especially once they're going into the turtle later on. Very close by. James Mack actually wants to get this done as quickly as possible.
Yeah,
Couldn't hold on to the turtle hard enough since he has to respect JP's jumps and Carl's.
Yeah, this is going to be a big fight. Just watch out for Sanford and KLVJ. I feel like with their entries and who manages which entry better.
Yeah, no Raging Sandstorm quite yet for JP at least, but it will actually come online almost the same time as his Flicker. So you're right, absolutely, that's definitely on the chopping board here. you have to keep your eyes on the timer as well for Sanji.
Yep, Gold Crab was secured by Teddy there in that last little skirmish for it against Shizo. And thus he has a slight advantage over the carry. Very long turtle dance here. I think at some point someone might have to give it up, but with James Panks at the orange already, after this should be a clear sign for APBR to try and go for something. But Team Liquid Philippines are delaying as much as they can, being aggressive in the river as Carl Teasy needed to go down to get his own orange buff first.
Oh, still the level advantage for Jimmy James. He's on 6, Carl at 5, so if it comes down to the wire retribution battles, James Panks has a slight advantage. The dance continues. Nova and JP pulling back and forth and back. JP does not have the Rampaging Sandstorm just yet. Void Crystal thrown out, check in range. Sanji here gets pushed back. Glorious Pathway by Nova. What's the play here? Is he opening up for James? James holding on to the retribution. Quick Sand Guy comes in. James Panks answered with a better airstrike. The RWM, the response from Sanji. And Sanford with the torrent. In comes KL from the back. Deadly Magic thrown on to JP. And in comes the Infernal Pursuit. They stun Sanford. Sanford's caught between 4 and 40. Gets taken down by Jimmy James. They trade for Nova. In comes Carl, serving up a kill. 2. One of them, and Apple falls, but Carl Teasy gets taken down. How actually survived the engagement? Great range from AP.
Clutch Dark Wave by KLVJ. That just gave enough time for that last basic attack from James Panks to connect and latch onto Carl Teasy, securing that kill. So Nova's initial initiation was just wait.
They're still going. JP trying to quick sand guard this, but there's way too much magic damage.
APBR are handling this so well. We are getting magic from James Panks, 5-0-1 to start things off, and Aqua and Nova getting really crafty. It's the knowledge. So we keep talking about them. So Nova's start actually is a means to force reactions out of Team Liquid Philippines, and they eventually decided to jump into that fight. It was handled well by Liquid, but it was just a crazy retribution win for James Panks. Now, it was stretched out and it ended up becoming in favor for APBR because we said look at the 2 EXP laners. KLVJ was unbothered. Because of Nova entering, that meant that Team Liquid couldn't look at the Phobius. So that means KLVJ was ready for round 2 after going around the back.
Look at those differences as well. The goal difference really ramping up here for APBR, not the one we expected. Damn, I'm a little flabbergasted. By the way, in all that exchanges, super low-key Aqua. I'm a big fan of how he's playing that Farsa.
Yes. I haven't seen a Farsa in a while be as useful without a feathered airstrike as he was. I could have sworn he died, but no, he was just throwing out those basic skills and it's like...
Every single one hits. That's the scary part with Aqua here. He's very low-key. He's not rushing these hits. He's not rushing the salvos.
Curse of Crow was stonks for that engagement. Turtle 2 currently up. APBR 2,000 gold. Huge firepower advantage. Sanford looking for that angle in the back line. Nova drawing a line between the rest of them and APBR. Feathered airstrike. They've clapped out on the car.
Oh my god.
APBR easily secures the turtle. RWM keeping Nova down. And KLVJ engages on the 2. Make that 3 as he pushes JP back. A lot of damage out of him. Sanford finds a double. The Apex Predator gets one.
There goes that star power that TLPH is very much known for. You can kind of out macro them a little bit, but individually those mechanics are just a little bit too much overcome, especially on that last one.
Yeah, San stood tall with Daddy JP, and I think LVJ was just Aqua missed the Curse of Crow by a few inches. That's why once KLVJ thought
did we
that
caster
he could,
curse it?
Yeah, I feel like we did. I feel like when KLVJ thought that he could get JP, suddenly it was a Void Crystal brought out by Sanji, slowed him down and forcing APBR back. But they are still in control. They are still setting the momentum here with their fast and snappy rotations. Now they are both eyeing gold lanes as Teddy and Shizo have been left unbothered for majority of this game. So looking back at it, by the time Sanford went in, APBR already pulled the trigger on the fight, meaning that Sanford couldn't make the most out of his disruption. But then he waited, he bided his time, and then now it linked up with Sanji's real-world manipulation well. This is what I was talking about earlier with KLVJ. After Aqua just missing the stun on JP by inches, KLVJ was punished, trying to go for the kill on JP.
That was a very good punish, and overall, I would say that just resulted in James Panks just having so much ground to cover, so much easier for him to cover these grounds.
Yeah.
Now that they're able to push TLPH back a little bit.
Yeah. So it's a DHS rush for Teddy, and He didn't even go for the
right now.
he didn't go for the Swift crossbow. He didn't go for golden staff, nothing like that. He went straight for DHS, knowing that he needed the extra bit of damage because it's going to be the Phobius and the high loss he has to think about more of. JP?
JP, Raging Sandstorm, massive ult coming in from Carl, the response. The RWM, Glorious Pathway, Nova trying to open up the retreat, and Sanford trying to keep him in. But Liquid final pickoff, James Panks shut down.
I was really feeling what Sanford's trying to do. He's trying to pull people back into the real world. It's just not happening quite here. APBR really respecting the distance to give them a lot of distance.
Yeah, with the Glorious Pathway there also, Nova was just a little bit too fast to get brought back into the RWM. Free turtle for Liquid, and that was just a great initiation by JP and Carl TZ together. Of course, well followed up by the rest of Liquid. So Liquid now has taken control of this game. It's not the stampede that we expected to get. APBR did greatly match Team Liquid of Philippines in the early stages of the game, but now it is a slight Liquid lead. Carl TZ just built up a Winter Crown so he can be aggressive and at the same time maybe bait out abilities from APBR. Just when APB think that they can get Carl TZ down, he can just pop up the Winter Crown.
It's actually perfect for him because that will actually enable him to do more riskier maneuvers.
Exactly, yes.
And just give him more confidence.
And again, even save him from a deadly magics. He can just freeze right as the proc happens.
That's right. That's right.
Like he'll just eat everything first, and then just when it's about to pop, Winter Crown it, and then you're good, you're safe.
There's a sound board for that. Boing. Nothing.
Isn't it more like a ticking clock? It's like
yeah, it is. It is. That's my sound board.
There it is. See, it's on Sanji now.
The point.
And he's okay.
Nothing happened. Oh.
Yeah, there was enough of a follow-up.
Yeah.
Because Aqua was a little too deep underneath
The
tier
distance
1.
is. I think APBR might be respecting TLPH too much now.
Yeah, no,
They're not closing this as much.
Yeah, they have to though. JP's man marking James Panks really well. I think they've shifted their focus now, making sure that they know where the Harley is at before they engage, which is the right call.
It does feel like there is a right call, right? With the team fights that APBR are not taking. Aren't they just like giving away too much? They're giving TLPH like more room for the backswing.
It's one of those scenarios where you have to give, because if you force anything, then heading into the Lord, it's like that might end up becoming a free Lord for Liquid. So it's them just playing defensive, making sure that Shizo still doesn't get taken down. He gets farm. Yeah, they're just recalibrating a little bit, biding their time, being patient with it.
They slow down so much.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys noticed. It slowed down so much here. Look at the distance Aqua's also giving, trying to clear those waves.
Yeah.
And again, it's all for this Lord.
And of course, as expected, Liquid, knowing that APBR had decided to slow things down, they're going, thank you, we'll get the resources. They pushed their lead from 1,100 to 2,400 and counting. So that continues to go up. But look at the two gold laners. Shizo even has a very, very slight lead, though that is very close in terms of the gold.
Both Trinity. Yeah, both of them have the Swift Trinity activated now.
Whoa! JP and Carl once again attempt that same maneuver. Nova able to respond and embrace it with the Glorious Pathway. In comes TLPH into the back. Sanford trying to find Aqua, and Aqua wings by wings, but a little too much. They trade those 40 falls, 2 for 2. Aqua and Kiel for 40 and JP. They all just back off, scattered across the map.
Yeah, you saw the impact of the Winter Crown of Carl TZ that bought a lot of time. And it seems like James Panks, he's playing this as peel for Aqua. He's saving his deadly magic for the entry of Sanford. And that's why they were able to trade Sanford out.
I was thinking, you know what, maybe because he knows there's a Winter Crown for Carl, that's why he didn't bother.
Yeah.
But then again, that is a really good swap out of target. Sanford getting slowed down actually just gave so much room for APBR to move.
Which is, I think, why it feels like APBR is slowing down. We're usually seeing, we're used to seeing James Panks as a full-on offensive tool. Here he's being a deterrent. Glorious Pathway dropped by Nova. Better airstrike coming in. Can they stop this turtle thing? The goat finds the retribution. JP falls. Shizo on Sanford. 40 gets punished hard. James Panks takes him down. 2 for the Lord. APBR are going to have to find a way to capitalize.
Oh boy. That was a little late on the torrent form as well for Sanji. Sanford rather. I don't think he was able to actually get as much use of the Sora as he wanted to in that last one.
In the end, though, it was just like a pure retribution win for Carl TZ and Liquid. And a great call to immediately jump onto the tower in mid, as members of APBR could not hold on to defend their tower there. That now opens up the map significantly more for Team Liquid. They only have one tower taken down on their side, and that is the one at top. APBR have to do a lot of work here to turn this game around, while Liquid can just coast to continue getting more towers taken out. Malefic Gun now for Shizo at Okay, not at the last item. Okay, that's a good adjustment because it gives him the range that he needs, provides a little bit more space, and at the same time, maybe that might mean that James Banks won't have to play deterrence as much.
Earlier team fight.
The fight for this tier 2 in mid. AP BREN puts her foot down and says, not so fast, as they throw out a couple of ults to stop Liquid.
Yeah.
Carl Teasy, look at him on the side. He's just waiting for someone to step out of the line. Love what I'm seeing here.
Guinevere with a lot of cooldown reduction. Woo! Love that. This is the
40.
Guinevere that hurts because that's 2 items with adaptive damage that he built.
Ooh, love that. Look at the HP of Sanford basically just shrugging that deadly magic off. That's basically the Harley out for a few seconds.
A little bit of a silver lining, though. That was just James Banks. So there was very little follow-up. No additional damage to use the deadly magics and the genius one. So if he can take out a third or a fourth of Sanford's
On his own.
Yeah, that's still some respectable damage from the Harley.
Yeah, and so after the draft, we mentioned that KevVJ might have a difficult time here, and clearly he is. There's a massive lead for Sanford compared to the Phobias. He's been doing what he could, but again, this is why we mentioned that this will be a difficult job for the Phobias.
James Banks almost checks in on 40.
Yeah. But
They seem to be just clashing non-stop, these two guys right now.
just all going to be seeing each other, man marking, checking the bushes. So looking at the item progression.
Guinevere versus Harley, that's a no-brainer, right? That should be a no-brainer. And I love the gap as well that's being created.
Yeah, Aqua already has the Genius Wand, and now Karthese also picked up the Athena Shield. So if KevVJ decides to continue his more aggressive posturing towards Karthese, when he would see the Guinevere, he'll go in for the Dark Wave. It's not going to be easy to burst down this Guinevere.
Whoa.
You have to be a little bit smarter for the team fights.
Karthese contemplating if he should pop off the full suite to take down Nova, but AP BREN clearly using him for bait. Liquid knows.
Yeah.
Good control here for Liquid, and AP BREN, I think they're tired of just responding over and over again. It feels like now they're talking, we might be ready to go ahead, face TLPH head on.
Yeah.
Is it time?
They need to. This next Lord cannot easily go to Liquid. They're going to have to try and see if they can get trades. If they don't get the Lord, at least get a kill or 3.
Nova with
conceal.
a conceal. Who's he looking for? Checks in on the RBM. Sanji gets flushed out. JP and Karthese still looking for that engagement. I don't think they trust Nova anymore. It can't just be as easy as it was about 5-6 minutes ago. The Blitz onto this Lord. Who's going to take it? Glorious Pathway. He's looking for Carl. And the Retribution still is good for the goat. And Nova gets hit with a full sweep. Better air strike by Aqua. Sanford looking for targets. Lightning Form. Blazing Duet. Plus the winner crown into the back line as KevVJ is about to get popped once more. He falls alongside Nova. No one home for Sanford, but they've cornered Jimmy James. Jimmy James gets taken down. Double for Steady Teddy.
Yeah, it does feel like he's a lot more comfortable on that Claude here in game number 2. Just like that, we've got a Lord walking up on mid.
And they are inside the base just like that. Aqua and Shizo struggling to defend. And that's going to be it. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going all the way. Game 3 for this series here today.
And the cavalry goes wild for Team Liquid. Kind of exactly what we predicted though. Not super surprised with the outcome.